You always waiting to follow. Choose if you live before you die. How long I've crawled into the dark where reacts keep falling. Strangers fill the mind, but here tonight, let the madhouse come to find. I feel like I'm no longer a will to break through a voice that's faded. I feel like you damn right I come to make the madhouse get behind. Cloak device, every silhouette, a mask, a might of you. Though near, face to face, evades me still. Who ever said your home was sorrow? New is the day with no disguise. Oh, again you'll find the past ignites a world of dreams you used to hide. Will you be bound again? How long I've crawled into the dark where reacts keep falling. Strangers fill the mind, but here tonight, let the madhouse come to find. I feel like I'm no longer a will to break through a voice that's faded. I feel like you damn right I come to make the madhouse get behind.
Back to the beginning, where tragedy ruled. I burned down my fortress and became something new. So we lay again on my own to fend for the weight of all I am.
Man, I did everything perfect except for set my mic on the right track. I even picked the right camera this time. Let me turn down the music. I was so excited. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I was so excited that I was going to start stream perfectly this time, and I picked the right camera. And then my mic wasn't even on. You should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Dude, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. I literally was like, "Ah, we did it. Yeah, see." Wait, where's my chat? Yeah, that's right. Pro streamer. My chat should be up in this top left corner. Man. Wait, why is that not working? Hold up. Wait. Where's my chat box? Where's my chat box? Wait a second. Why is everything... Chat widgets. Where's my widgets? Where's my widgets? Yeah, this is the worst YouTube stream. All the things ever. Why? Wait, Badness, where's my chat box? It's supposed to be up on the screen that you're watching right now. Oh man, I thought I was gonna start this stream perfectly. I was like, I'm gonna start the stream perfect. It's gonna be awesome. The madness is gonna be so impressed. And now I can't even find my chat box. What is going on here? I have so many things. Madness is so bad. Why? Partners in community. Where's my chat? No, I don't. What is going on here? Okay, I'm trying to find the chat box. Hello? Dude. Man, I'm the worst streamer. I'm the worst streamer. Chat. Like, just where's chat box? Search one result for chat widgets, but it's not popping up anywhere. Dude, he's becoming red from China. This is just, he's calling us widgets. Oh, how? Where'd my chat box go? Wait, maybe it's on this one. Maybe it's on this one. Let's see. Oh, remember, by the way, shameless plug, pre-save Among the Phoenix. Is my chat here? No. Is my chat here? No. I lost all my widgets. This is a great start to the stream. What's up, madness? Okay, so today what we're going to do, I'm going to stream for a couple hours for the fun of it because I love y'all. And as y'all know, we are promoting, obviously, we're getting ready for the release of our brand new song next Friday. I'm also going to make a deal with you. Or not a deal, I'm going to make a bet with you. That some of y'all who responded to Phoenix already saw the DM from me on socials, but we'll get into that. First, we're also going to do some gaming, which will be funny. And I'm going to ask whoever I'm playing against, have you heard of my band, City of Sound? And we can laugh at how toxic their responses are. First, I thought it would be fun to do an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, because I'm a narcissist and I think that you have questions for me. Hi from Oman. Hey, that's awesome. We're worldwide right now. We're really worldwide right now. We have France earlier. We got New Zealand in here. We got all the people in here. I love it. Let's go. What's up, Q? Mattis, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little annoyed that my chat box isn't up in here. It adds such a fun little color to the. So this is what I'm looking at. Like, I'm gonna show you right here. This is what I'm looking at. It's not it won't let me switch to the camera now. Saying hello in Comanche. Hey, Comanche, that is an awesome tribe right there. Yeah, I'm very excited. So if y'all didn't see, I'm gonna go to J-Hope's concert in Los Angeles. I got hooked up with a ticket, which was amazing and super sweet and super kind. And also even made some connections. And I'm gonna make a vlog for the channel from it. It's gonna be very, very cool. I'm like genuinely excited. It's gonna be awesome. Right now, I'm just trying to get my stupid chat box back. Well, it is what it is. Also, can someone tell me so all y'all were telling me about like the donate buttons and stuff. I set everything up. Can you tell me if they are on the channel now? Because I turned them all on, and ever since the channel got hacked, they were off. And I want to make sure that it's working now. Because they are all enabled. All of them are enabled. So I want to make sure. You have a favorite concert you've been to? Boom. AMA is off to a start. Is it Harley or Harley? Probably Harley. It's probably Harley. Do I have a favorite concert? So here's what's weird. Though, obviously, our whole career is doing concerts, I don't actually like going out to concerts that much because I'm actually pretty introverted. So I don't really like large crowds and stuff, which is super ironic. I know that doesn't make any sense. I've been to a few concerts, though. What would my favorite concert be? I would say my favorite concert. So I saw a band called Chevelle at a venue called Deer Creek in Indiana. Loved that concert. That was super fun because they were like one of my favorite bands from back in the day. Seeing Chevelle was great. I saw a band called Alter Bridge in Chicago. That was an awesome concert. I loved that. I mean, I guess out here I've been to. I mean, does it count if you play like a festival or like an event and then you saw someone? I feel like that doesn't count because it has to be like a concert like I went to, not to one like I saw. Oh, they do work. Jessica, thank you. It works now. We can finally remonetize the channel again. Your 5th super, Jessica. Thank you so much. Yeah, that button. What? You didn't have to. Yeah, you didn't have to donate your money though, but I appreciate you. Ooh, you're going to Slipknot in New Zealand. That's dope. They're back on tour, right? They just got a new drummer, didn't they? Because their previous one passed, right? I think that was Slipknot. Because I think that was Corey was doing all this stuff. Yeah, got tickets to J-Hope. I did not buy them. They were very sweetly given to me, which is going to be awesome. Yeah, that Chevelle concert was great. That was a really good time. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I've seen a ton of metal bands and metalcore bands, but all those were like not as famous. They were like, I snuck out of the house with friends and we like drove down the back roads to like these like rundown venues and saw these metalcore band plays. Those are some of my favorite shows. There was a band called Haste the Day back in the day that was like one of the first metalcore bands out of the Midwest, and a band called Bowels of Judas, which is one of the greatest names for a band ever. They put on a crazy show. It was awesome. Actually, speaking of Bowels of Judas, there is a lyric in our new song Among the Phoenix, and it's me paying homage to them from when I was in junior high listening to them. No joke. Isn't that funny? There's a lyric in Among the Phoenix that's literally taken from one of my favorite songs by them, and it's paying homage to them. Because I love to do that. Even though no one will ever know, I really love doing that. I think it's kind of cool in a way to, you know, meet the story you're creating now and like to where you came from and like bands that really inspired you. So that's actually a great question. I'm trying to think of what other concerts I've been to. I feel like I actually have been to more concerts than I think. I saw Dashboard Confessional, even though I wasn't like a huge fan of theirs. It was a really good concert though. That was in like Peoria, Illinois. Ooh, Deftones would be cool. Oh, I honestly like. I think this J-Hope concert is going to be incredible. Like I think it's going to be unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. So I'm very. What's up, Brazil? I love our listeners from Brazil. So yeah, hit me with some questions. Let's AMA, and then we'll do some fun games, and we'll just hang out. We're gonna just promote Among the Phoenix and pre-saving the song. By the way, if you want to pre-save the song, if you would like to pre-save our new song, here it is. If you'd like to pre-save our new song, click there. Also, thank God all the supers and donations are working. Jessica, you're amazing. Thank you. That is great to know. I'm also thinking about Madness. Let me know what you think. I don't know why I never thought of this. I saw a lot of YouTubers, like when they do any kind of reaction or analysis, they stream it, but then they record the stream and then edit it down into an official video. I might start doing that. Do you think that's a good idea? Like, would you enjoy that, or is that cheesing? Like, tell me what you think. I just thought, oh, that could be like a really good way to keep momentum and keep hype going. Ooh, where does Among the Phoenix rank in your favorite songs from your band? Okay, so I know Among the Phoenix is, I'm pretty sure it's Nova's favorite song. Hey, Nova! I think she's out there. I think she's out in the studio right now. I think it's her favorite song. Oh, they do it on Twitch. Okay. Smart. Maybe I'll start doing that because I have the City of Sound streams on Twitch. Maybe I'll just do it from that account. What song of yours was the fastest? Okay. These are two really good questions. Where does Among the Phoenix rank in your favorite songs from your band? Okay, so first, Harley. So two different versions of that question, I guess. in terms of like songwriting, story, and emotion and what it's about, it's definitely in my top 5. It's in my top 5 of our songs among the Phoenixes. And then like kind of fidelity, soundscape, and kind of the corrections we put on it mix and master wise after making some changes to the band, it's definitely up there in my top 5 also. I think in terms of like competitively with other like mixes and rock bands, which like as much as people don't want to say it's a thing, it's a thing. It's called the loudness war that's happening right now in music. It's literally called the loudness war with producers and music engineers. And I think it's the closest we've gotten to competing in the loudness war, if that makes sense. And like it really punches well, like in the kick and the snare, like the vocal cuts through just enough that it has clarity. And I think we're only going to get better and better after this one, especially on our new stuff we're working on. So it's definitely my top 5 in both of those ranks, 100%. What song of yours was the fastest to write and just came to you? Ironically, the fastest song, some of our songs take me a long time. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of it is because I mean, y'all know, I write for a lot of other artists, or I've written for a lot of other artists. I'm writing for other artists right now, and I've like produced for other artists. Those songs are usually quite quick to record or to write. You usually only have like a few days, if not one day, just to write a whole song. But they're a little more surface. They're more like playful, so it's a lot easier to bounce around the concept. Where with our stuff, I try to very much, as cheesy as it sounds and self-important, I really want our stuff to flow poetically for like the concept. And so I don't want to just like write lines and settle on it. I really want to reform how like I'm saying certain things like and telling the story of each song. So our songs actually take me longer than anything else I work on. Just simply because like it's us and I want it to sound like us, right? It's like if you read Tolkien, like Tolkien didn't like, it took him a long time to write those books because of how much warmth and like world building and experience he wanted to put into every single line. So it takes me quite a while to write our stuff. I would say the fastest song, ironically though, is our longest song, which is weird. The song that I wrote the fastest was Ode of She. It's the finale on our only album. It's the finale on Silent Empire. It's 8.5 minutes long. And I wrote that thing in a day. I wrote it in a day, but I think it was because we had already written the whole album and like had like come out with everything. It was the last song on the album, so I think I was already so much in that space that like writing Ode of She was just. I mean, I'll put Ode of She on right now. I'll put Ode of She on right now. Why not? Why not? Let's put her on right now. So I wrote this one actually the fastest. Have you ever regretted giving a certain song? Oh man, Harley's asking some. Oh man, okay, I did say AMA. You're right. I said ask me anything. Okay, let's go through this because that's a good one. How do you warm up for vocal recording? For vocal recording versus man, these are great questions. Madness, this is why you're our label. Y'all have already asked so many good questions that even in interviews I've done, they've never asked me. You're literally asking me such more interesting and hard to answer questions than I've ever had. I love you so much. Y'all just make this so fun. Akuro. Is it Akuro Soren? Am I saying that right? If I'm not, thank you for the $2. You are so sweet. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Okay, let's go through the line. Okay. How do you warm up for vocal recording versus concert? Amazing question. It is similar, but slightly different in that in vocal recording, I have unlimited takes to allow my voice to get to the place, right? So for vocal recording, I'll probably do about an hour warm up, and then I'll start getting takes in, get a sweat on in the booth. Shocker, I get very sweaty in the booth. But I'll start with our verses. So I do a full hour warm up, get my voice in like a good place. But then I'll start going through the verses because they're not usually as high as our other stuff, our big belty like vocal stuff. And what I'll do is I'll actually allow my voice to wear down just a touch to open up, and then we'll really take our real takes. So I've done full song recordings after warming up and then said scratch all of it and then re-recorded the whole thing in the same day because I just needed to get my voice into that place. But versus concert, at a concert, you have to be locked in right off the top, right? Also at a concert, because I jump around and move so much, I also know that I'm going to be out of breath because your body has to kind of warm up too for like a show. So even if I do like push-ups and jumping jacks in the back, it's not equal to me sprinting around and screaming at everybody and flexing on everyone and jumping up and down, hitting the ceiling and stuff like that. So I know in the very first song of our concerts, I am going to be out of breath, but then your body kind of warms up like a workout and then you don't get out of breath anymore at all. So what I try to do when I warm up before concerts is I do a full 2 hours, because the place that my voice gets in the vocal recording, when I can completely redo it, I want it to already be there before the very first song. So really good question, actually. It's a great question. I have a request. Can you react to? Send me requests. Either comment it on YouTube or you can go comment it on my Patreon, anything like that, which our Patreon, we're still like organizing for the whole band and everything. Have you ever regretted giving a certain song for someone else? Okay, here was the question that Harley's going to get me in trouble. Here we go. Have you ever regretted giving a certain song to someone else and thought, God damn, I wish I'd kept that one? Yes. I have done that with... There's about... Okay, wait. I have to be careful because, you know, I have worked with artists people know and stuff like that. No, this is a good... Hey, I said ask me anything. And y'all know, you're our label. I don't hide anything from you, Madness. We've talked about this. I tell it to you straight, so I'm going to tell it to you straight. There's about 15 songs that I very much have regretted giving to an artist, and I wish I would have kept it because of what I could have further done with them if I made them into City of Sound songs, and because I made them very well, and I wrote them very well, and like even the production behind it was really good. And yeah, I've definitely have regretted that before, and I've thought to myself, I should have held on to those, because how I would have curated them to City of Sound, they would have just been bangers. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you. So yes, I've definitely regretted giving songs. There's a whole album that I have done for an artist that never came out. And I basically just like wasted 12 songs. And you know, sometimes though you do music with another artist and like it's songs you would never use. So I have songs that I would never use that I've written. I had one song that was like it was in like the top 5 in France for like 3 weeks. And it was like this super uber pop like whole thing. And I never would have used it for City of Sound. So like, and that's your job, right? Your job is to write for the artist you're working with. But yeah, definitely there's some that I have regretted. For Nova's parts in the songs, does she write them in full or do you have specific ideas? Great question. For her parts that she then plays. So Frozen, it's a mix of both. Well, how do I say this? Nova trusts me a lot. So Nova trusts I came from like a composition background, and like that was my first love, was film score. So whenever I'm hearing our songs in my head before we even start production or before I even start writing it or working it on piano, even if I'm on piano and working through melodies, I already have so many other parts happening in my head. And the vast majority of the time it is string and like string section. So a lot of times I will put down like demos just from like string plugins of what I'm hearing and kind of what I'm thinking. But then also sometimes Nova, like if you listen to the end of But One Ghost, our song But One Ghost, so we were going through the whole song and we were listening through like the final mix. And originally the song just ended with Chasers of the Dawn, I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't remember our own lyrics. I can't remember our own lyrics. That ending line that's like really cool that finishes the story of But One Ghost. And it ended, and it was like a hard cut. And we were in the studio, and I was like, I feel like this song needs. It's so aggressive and so intense in how it's like, just like pushing this vocal and like the orchestration. I was like, I think we need a release. We don't actually want the song to stop. We need like this beautiful release that feels like the sun is just starting to come over the horizon. Because, you know, the whole song is But One Ghost. It's someone literally like walking the night, you know, looking for, you know, the others that have seen themselves as a ghost their whole life, that no one has seen them, and all these things. And I was like, the whole idea of this song is the person is finding these other people to chase the light with. And I was like, we need that release that makes them, give them just the tiniest glimmer of the light they've been chasing. And then I had told Nova, I was like, hey, I would love to hear what you would do with just like 16 bars at the end of this. And then she went and took it, and she came back with, well, here. That while we're doing the questions, we might as well just do this right here. So right here in the music video, if y'all are y'all okay if I do this? I mean, I guess we are. I mean, this is the AMA, right? So this right here, it's a great question. I mean, y'all are seriously asking great questions. I'm going to answer all of them. I'm going to get all of your questions. So right here, here, let's pause the music real quick. So this is a great question about the strings and stuff. So this whole chorus right here. Here, I'm going to put my headphones in just so I know what's going on. So the chorus break, if you've heard this song, the chorus break on this song, here, I'll turn it up a little bit. So right here. Here. So that string movement. So that string movement is an example of me orchestrating, writing a song, working on production, and that string movement was already in my head. But this is the moment I'm talking about when I looked at Nova and I was like, we need a release on this song. Can you come up with something in the next day and bring it in? And this is a perfect example of her creating something that when I first heard it, I was like, this makes me want to cry. Because you think about the intensity of the message of this song, and then we end with these lyrics like, oh yeah, sanctified by those that walk the night, the chasers of the light. And then she comes up with this. Like, come on. So that's something that Nova came up with. So it's a great question. Because it's definitely a mix of both. I always have like ideas, but that's also just because like I'm the lead singer, you know, like I'm the lead singer, and I'm also I'm also the writer and like head producer, like I'm executive producer. So naturally every bit of portion of the songs is going to come into my head. But when she comes up with something, it's always gold. It's always gold. She also came up with the turn on our song, The Current, which it's just absolutely gorgeous. So like, it's really fun to throw something to Nova, because when she really gets to dive into the creative aspect of her instrument, because she's so good at violin, like she's stupid good at violin. But being good at violin is being good at an instrument is very different than knowing how to create a world with your instrument, if that makes sense. And like when she creates a world with the violin, I'm telling you, it just pops off. It's so good. All right, wait, I missed a question up here. Can you not get them back if unused? It's, you know what? That's a good question. It's kind of contractually difficult about the songs that I regret giving other people. There's some like lines though in instrumentation that I'll definitely take back for some songs. Okay, we had another really good question right here. Did your parents' musical taste have any influence on your own, or did you go a complete 180? It's a great question. So I grew up in a quite, religious household. I wasn't. I pretty much grew up. I could basically listen to two types of music. It was basically either. It was either just like straight super Christian music, or it was Motown. Which, to be fair, I still listen to Motown now. I think Motown's some of the greatest written melodies ever. I have loved those artists that were signed to like Motown Records. So I definitely like carried that across with me. I do think in an aspect there is a spiritual landscape that definitely carried over with me, but at the same time I was also sneaking like metalcore, hardcore metal, and a lot of those things, like that's what I was listening to that they didn't know about, and a lot of other bands I was listening to they didn't know about, and those definitely carried with me too though, like their poetry, the dynamics especially of metal. I mean, the dynamics of metal and metalcore, even though we're not metal at all, the dynamics of the songwriting, I absolutely took with me. So I guess it's kind of a mix of both, if that makes sense. It's kind of a mix of both. Yeah, I guess that would probably be the answer. I have a question. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on stage? All right, well, I have an answer for that one. I've actually never talked about this, I don't think. Was that last year? I can't remember. So I think that was last year. We played this really awesome convention called VidCon. It's like YouTube's convention every year. So we played like YouTube's convention every year. Or we played YouTube's convention last year. And, it was this outdoor venue, gigantic crowd, and huge stage, like massive stage. Y'all know me. When we perform live, I go all out, and I'm actually going to do a story time about this because it was very funny. But we had never also played. The reason this is really embarrassing is also because who it happened in front of, and we had never played in front of our younger demographic. We knew that we had them there, but because we still aren't big enough to play like all ages venues, because they're usually much bigger, we always have to play, either 18 plus or 21 plus, like in like a club or that kind of a venue, right? So we had never up to that point gotten to play in front of like our younger demographic that we knew existed. And we showed up to VidCon, and it was all like, I mean, honestly, it was probably like 15 to 22-year-olds, all girls, every single one of them. And we had never played in front of the crowd before. We had just recently been playing only in front of like, we've been playing in front of a lot of like our like gamer bros, and then playing in front of like, 21 to 34 age range. And so we had never gotten to play in front of like our younger crowd. But again, I knew they existed because I would look at Twitter and I would look at Instagram, and I'm like, they're here. Like they follow us, they listen to our music, they're streaming us. First of all, that'll be a story time I'll record for the channel, because my ears were ringing for hours after that show, and it was awesome because it really showed us what we had. But here's why it's embarrassing. I don't care how old you are. There is something about embarrassing yourself in front of a giant crowd of women that, just for a man, it just cuts deep. I don't know what it is. It just cuts deep. And this was so embarrassing. Like, now y'all know, like, I laughed it off and just whatever. But, like, I jump out into the crowd a lot, I'm jumping on stage. I love, like, hanging over the guardrail, singing to, like, our people. And, when you have a crowd that has blistering screams that like, you literally can't even hear your own monitor, It was probably this one Game Boy out there. Let's go, Jeffrey. I got you, brother. And like, it was interesting because I'm like hanging over the guardrails and I'm like singing and I'm like, this is crazy. This is awesome, whatever. But the problem is I start feeding off the energy, right? So I get more excited too, you know? And so the more that, you know, you have this like really young, very high frequency female crowd, the more, you know, like you get really pumped up because you're like, this is amazing. The problem with that is I also sweat a lot. And so it's also outdoors. It's in Anaheim, middle of the summer. And even from the first song, I was sweating bullets, you know, hashtag moist boy. I know everyone's going to say moist boy in the chat. But, you know, the guardrail was like 10 feet from the stage. So usually I jump off stage, jump on stage. I couldn't really do that. And also the stage was like 8 feet off the ground. So when I was jumping the guardrails, you know, I would have to sprint around and run back up the stage stairs to get back on stage. And I jumped out in the crowd and it was awesome. And obviously I'm super sweaty. No one cares. They don't care at all. We're having a good time, right? But I realized it was during our song Graves or Gardens, and I have a mark. I have to get back to my keyboard to get back to the piano part for the second verse. And on the first like chorus turnaround, everyone jumps and goes crazy. So that's what's going on. But I realized to myself, I'm like, oh my God, I have a long way to run back. So I better take off. So I take off and I go run. The problem was, you know, steps to get back onto those stages, because they're makeshift, they're like aluminum steps that are very slippery. And I had, you know, I was very moist and it had gotten all over my boots. And if y'all have ever been in like wet boots, you know, when it's like slippery and all your tread's gone, like you're going to be in trouble. So I go running up. I know I have to make the second verse. So I have to run exceptionally quicker than I usually would, or I'm going to miss it. And I went and I remember I made the first step, but I tried to do the really cool kid thing where I jump like 4 steps, right? You know, because like, you know, I got thick, strong legs and I got like a 40-inch vertical, right? Like I'm an athletic freak. The problem is that in that moment, you also think that, and you're like, I'm an athletic freak. I'm fine. The problem is that when I took the leap from the first step, my foot slipped because I was sweating all over the place. And instead of clearing cool up to the top step and then landing on the stage and then sprinting up to my keyboard, which would have looked awesome, it would have looked awesome, and the crowd would have gone even more wild. I slipped on the first step. My second foot clipped the top of the step, and I fully face planted onto the stage. And like, you know, like I'm a thick boy, right? You know, I'm not very tall, but I'm pretty wide, pretty dense. And the problem was, since it's a makeshift stage, you know, like it shakes quite a bit. And it's a huge stage, but it's like almost all aluminum. And so when I caught that top step, and you know, I'm 200 pounds, all my force went straight down, all like in the same spot. And you just hear boom. And I ate shit so hard. I mean, so hard. And I like immediately tried to pop myself up and then almost like fell over again because I was trying to catch myself, and then landed like at the keyboard and started to sing, which like, of course, everyone starts to cheer, right? But everyone's laughing. Like everyone's laughing. Even the band members. Like I remember Chris is playing drums and he hears it and like turns and looks because like those stairs are like close to his drum set. And he's like, and afterwards Chris was like, dude, like I thought you like legitimately hurt yourself, bro. Like what the hell? I was like, I did too. But the show must go on. That's also what I get, though. Look, I can think I'm as cool as I want to. I will never be able to escape. There's a reason my mom called me Bam Bam growing up. And I'll just never be able to escape it. Like, madness, no matter how cool I think I am, and no matter how much, like, I want to try to be a rock star, like, I can't not break something or fall or, like, trip or get like wrapped up in a wire. I don't know why. It's almost like God's trying to be like, you're not that cool. Stop it. Do you ever tell that after the show is over, you know it was a great show, Hubby says he knows when he gets off stage if his socks are soaked. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, Kathy, my arrogant answer would be, I don't know, because we've never not had a great show. I don't know, because our shows are a little different because it's so, I mean, I don't know how many people in chat right now have seen us live. Like, okay, my serious answer, not my arrogant frontman syndrome answer. Like, you know, our shows are so like engaging to where it's like literally like the madness is a part of our show. It's really difficult for us to have not a great show because our listeners are so intense and awesome and so into it that it makes it really easy to perform, if that makes sense. Like I've never been nervous for one of our shows simply because our listeners, like the madness, are so like encouraging right off the top. So it's really hard to have a bad show, and it's really hard not to perform well when you have such a like engaged crowd, no matter how small it might be. You know, we might only have a crowd of 50, but we're in a 100 cap room. So 50 in a 100 cap room looks like a sold out crowd. And they're so like intense and they're so fun. So it's, I mean, it really is like, it's hard for us not to have a good show because our listeners are so supportive. Like, if that makes sense. Like even in shows we've had to kind of like pull the audience in, you know, like you play a show where it's like maybe there's 100 people there and yeah, they came to see you, but like they just don't know that as much about you yet. But then you have 10 people there who have been listeners for years. They are front row, they're screaming their heads off and they're losing their minds. It's like, how can you not have, like, how could you possibly have a bad show when you have that much support, right, you know, right up at the front, right in your face? Madness is dedicated and loyal. Yeah. So so Kathy, I guess that's my long answer is it's genuinely hard for us to have a bad show. And just because like our people are like kick ass, honestly. Next time, just yell, nailed it. Okay. Actually, Jessica, the next time that I just like eat it on stage, I am going to jump up and not even sing the song. It's part of the song coming out. I'm just going to go, nailed it. Your favorite Taylor Swift song? Oh, okay. Well, Folklore is my favorite album. My Tears Ricochet is my favorite song. When it comes to Taylor Swift, I think My Tears Ricochet is one of her best written songs. All around. Like top line, lyrically, cadence, vocally. I would love to see you live someday. Hopefully you make it to little old New Zealand. Well, we have to play New Zealand, one, because as dorky as it is, I got to go see all the Lord of the Rings set pieces. I'm just saying. So, like, we do have to play New Zealand. I miss those shows. Yeah, oh, yeah. They were just so fun. I mean, our last tour was wild. Our tour in October and November, those shows were wild. That U.S. tour was wild. Now we just have to figure out how we can tour again, how we can afford to tour again. Please visit India if possibly. Oh my gosh, can you imagine playing India? That would be so incredible. A reverse of my first question. Oh, here we go. Has Nova ever come with something on violin that you then wrote a song around? Not yet, Frozen, but now that Nova's going to be taking a much bigger role in the audio engineering side, now that we made like those changes with the band, what I'm most excited for is, I'm telling y'all, there are some compositions inside of Nova that she has not like put out there yet. And I 100% am so excited when Nova sends me, hey, I came up with this idea. She sends me just like a 30-second clip of all these string parts, and we are going to do a whole song around it. And so that will 100% happen. Are y'all union members? We have no union. We're a band. Our union is the madness. The madness demands the madness sets precedent for what we can get paid and how we can get taken care of. Come play Hobbiton. I mean, honestly though, like, it would be awesome. Golden State Theater in Monterey. I mean, we would come play Monterey in a second if their booker gets a hold of us or whoever is in charge. Gobber, if you have any connection, please send them to me. That's how we book it. Come back to Seattle. Rocky, I loved playing Seattle. We do need to play Seattle again. We had a great crowd in Seattle. Great crowd, great venue. Like Seattle's a very underrated city. It's a very underrated city. I genuinely love Seattle. Great sports scene, great just like atmosphere, cool culture, like, you know, seaside. I mean, it's really gorgeous. Say hi and good luck for everything. Don't worry, we'll keep supporting. Oh, Kenzie, you're awesome. Thank you, love. Well, musicians union is different. That's like session and hiring out musicians is like quite different from like a band booking out venues and stuff like that and representation. It is BTS never comes here. Oh, no, not Seattle. Oh, that's surprising. Okay, what other questions do we have? This is interesting. Y'all are asking some good questions. Kathy asked a really good question up there. Frozen's been asking good questions. Harley's had some. There's been a lot of good questions in here. This is very interesting. I didn't expect these kind of questions, but it actually gets me thinking, which is kind of fun. What are your main? Okay. Ooh, this is a good one too. That's a good one too. Also, Madness, I'm going to record a bet I'm going to make with you that y'all wanted when we were about to release Among the Phoenix the last time, but it's for this Among the Phoenix release. And I'm going to make a bet with you that I'm going to record for socials in a second too. What are your main influence on the cinematic orchestral side? That's a great question. Okay. So James Horner was one of my favorite film composers. Rest in peace. So James Horner is definitely up there. You can always give like the easy answers, you know. You can always go with like Howard Zimmer, you know. But James Horner was probably one of my biggest influences on the cinematic orchestral side. I mean, obviously you can go with like composers everyone knows, Tchaikovsky, you know. I mean, there's all these like dorky routes you can go. My honest answer is really like James Horner, even outside of like the classical world, and that depends what era you come from. So I love the Romantic era. I think the Romantic era is obviously it's literally called the Romantic era, but it feels so much more and follows such like amazing dynamics and choices that I love. So I would say more on the cinematic orchestral side. The Romantic era is definitely influential on me. James Horner influential on me. Howard Shore. Oh yeah, look, John Williams, Howard Shore, Hans Zimmer are my big three. Yeah, like I love Howard Shore. That would probably be my answers, probably. You know, thinking of it at the top of my head, in 30 minutes, I might be like, oh, I'm completely different. Top 3 favorite bands. Honestly, Rocky, I don't have a top 3. I have never, I've never been like a super fan, if that makes sense. But like, I have bands I love, but it's like 15. It's like 15, 20 bands, artists that I love. I've never had like a favorite though. I've never been like a super fan. I've never, I've never just like picked one and like that's like I like whatever they do. You know, even my favorite bands, they have songs that I don't like, you know, or projects I don't like. But I just love their creativity. I love their songwriting, you know, their production. So that's my honest answer. It's a boring answer, but I swear it's the truth. If you could collaborate on a song with anyone, who would it be? I mean, Jungkook would be great. Collaborate? Now, that's a good question, Copper. My answer would be 2 different sides. Who I would want to collaborate with on an artistic level, and who I would want to collaborate with on, yes, an artistic level, and I like their stuff, but also business and exposure. Because, like, right? Because you always have to be thinking, like, in that business mind, too. I would say the artist that I would want to collaborate with on a level of like it might not mix, but I actually think it would because I have written for other artists multiple times, and also the artist has much more emotional soundscape than people give her credit for. Two of them on that side would be probably Aurora or Taylor Swift. But then on like which obviously that would be exposure, obviously, but on like the more exposure side and just what I think would be like a huge epic rock song that would blow up, probably Coldplay. Even though like, we're not Coldplay, but I genuinely think like we would make something amazing with Coldplay. So that would be my answer on that end too. What was your favorite stop on your last tour? Dallas was great. Salt Lake City was great. Indiana's always going to be great. Indiana's always going to be great. LA was fun. My favorite stop on the tour. Indianapolis was our last show of the tour, and it was really great just to like be back in my old stomping grounds. And also, like, I took the band out to a place called Park County that I love. And, like, it's all out in the woods, the rolling hills of Indiana. It's really gorgeous. We went to the Covered Bridge Festival. I took them to a haunted cornfield after the show. We went to, like, a farm in a place called Jamestown, like, middle of nowhere, just, like, backcountry roads. I think it's also around that, right? It's like the experience around the date. So I would say Indianapolis. That was probably my favorite for all those reasons. I was thinking Coldplay too. Oh, interesting. Apart from Jay, the artist, what kind of person are you and what are your hobbies? Okay. Oh, okay. Apart from Jay, the artist, which I love the way you asked that. That's great. Oh, wait. I missed some real quick. I'm going to answer that one, but I missed some. Sorry, y'all. You're asking really good questions. I'm trying to keep up. Your funniest tour story or any story if you have one. Oh, man. If you check out my Story Time with Jay playlist on my YouTube, I'm actually coming out with one tomorrow, y'all. The Dark Side of the Music stories. I'm dropping one on the channel tomorrow again. I have so many funny stories. I guess a quick one, so just so I can get to the other questions. I would say, is it Vanchika? If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just a, dumb hick from Indiana. I would say, one funny one. God, there's so many. I would say one that I was talking about actually, on my thing dropping tomorrow. The fact that Nova and I, because I didn't have enough money to fly the band back from a event and a tour. So two of the members had to drive the rental car back, which was a 24-hour drive. Nova and I had to take a train, and it ended up getting like diverted up to Kansas. We were in Texas, and it ended up taking 48 hours to get back. So that's a pretty funny one. The 48-hour train ride from hell was pretty fun. It was wild. We had some hilarious moments in it. Do you like Tool? I love Tool. I think Tool is great. Do y'all just live together in a band house? Nova and I do. And then Chris doesn't, our drummer, but he is here all the time. And then our studio is here. And then John Reeves, who's going to start playing guitar for us, he's actually in Nashville. But as y'all know, label, we're moving everything to Indiana for HQ, where I'm also going to try to save up enough money for a property in Indiana, where I'm going to run the whole band from, and our studio, working with artists and all that kind of stuff. So we will, and then we'll see if Chris comes to Indiana. We're talking about things. We're figuring it out. Huge MCR fan. Pierce the Veil, Black Veil Brides. Yes, relate absolutely. Apart from Jay, that was a great question. Apart from Jay, the artist, what kind of person are you, and what are your hobbies apart from reading? I love like what kind of person are you? I'm a very intentional person, and very focused. Obviously, I guess I would have to try to be crazy enough to fund an independent band and try to break through the music industry without a label. I would also say I'm very I'm old school in a lot of ways. of just how to handle things. Just meeting face to face, being straightforward about things. If there's a problem, let's discuss it. Let's go through it. Let's meet about it. I would say I'm like very old school in that way, which probably has to do with the way I was raised and where I'm from. I'm also I am very introverted, actually, surprisingly, but I'm also very I would say I'm pretty fun loving and pretty goofy. I'm pretty goofy. For example, I've had the same best friend since I was 4 years old. We're still best friends. Like, we're the boys. And we've supported each other through a lot of different tragedies and losses and everything. And we've literally been loyal to each other since we were 4 years old. So I guess that would be like a little glimpse of like, I guess, the kind of person I am. I'm also just very, I don't know, very, I care very deeply about the people that are in my life, if that makes sense. I'm very like, to the people who like I consider mine, like I am hyper loyal to, and I look out for them. Simple as that. Yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of person I am, I think it's just kind of like small town mentality a little bit. So I would say that's the kind of person I am. I'm sure Nova would also give, Nova and Chris would probably give a different answer. Let's be real. I also am I'm very weird. I'm very weird, and I'm totally aware of it. Like, I'm very weird. I don't even know how to explain that. Like, just in a way of like, I can get so hyper focused on something that like I literally don't know what's happening around me, and I can come off as very like socially awkward because of that. So that's kind of a funny thing, but it's not like an unfriendly thing. I'm just very weird, and I'm totally aware of it. That's why I always tell our listeners, like, I've run into a couple of our listeners sometimes, which is amazing. It's awesome because, the madness is so few and far between that, like, when someone kind of yells at you somewhere or you meet someone, like, it's really beautiful. And so I always tell our listeners, like if you ever, like, I don't know, if we ever run into each other, like, say something, like, because I love it. I love it. I love our people, because the same way that I'm loyal to the people close to me, I'm loyal to our our listener base. I'm loyal to the madness. I carry that part of me everywhere. So I guess that's the kind of person I am. Yeah. I'm also very, I act very quickly, if that makes sense. I take action very quickly, which probably with how I was raised, but just in everything. I take action very quickly, and just, straight heart to heart, honest conversations. And yeah. And what are some of your hobbies? I train a lot. So for those who don't know, like, I competed in combat sports for a long time. So did Nova. I've shown y'all Nova's fights online. Like, she competed in Muay Thai. I still grapple a lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my hobbies. I also love gaming. I love gaming. I love the gaming community. I love all my dorky bros in the gaming community. We're all a bunch of nerds, and I love it. I love all like my gamer girls who are just like absolute like dorks, and it's awesome because we all nerd out together, and it's so fun. Other hobbies, like, I don't know. I love horror. Man, outside of music, I haven't really been able to create a lot of hobbies. I'm not gonna lie. The last like 10 years, I mean, it's basically controlled my life. So outside of training and watching horror movies, I haven't created many hobbies. But that's what it takes. If you want to take something on your shoulders, and make it break through or fail, like, it kind of has to become your center focus, right? So that's a long answer to that. Some of your stuff has Coldplay vibes, so I could definitely see that. Yeah, I mean, I have been told so many times we sound like Coldplay, even though, like, I don't necessarily listen to Coldplay. I think they're incredibly talented. I think Chris Martin is an incredible songwriter. So now I just joke that we're Coldplay on steroids. I just joke about that because our stuff can go pretty heavy, but it's all like world building and soundscape. Coldplay aptly suits City of Sounds vibes. I love that. I mean, that's a huge compliment. Huge compliment. You'll ever forgive the whole Phoenix gun incident, will you? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Wait, I'm falling behind, Madness. Wait, I'm falling behind. It just did like a whole thing. No, YouTube, why'd you do that? It just pushed all my chat and I lost my whole place. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Queensryche, I hear your sound. Oh, okay, Copper, I like that. Okay, wait. Do you know where in Indiana you'll move to later this year? Yes, Darcel, but we will also, like, whole band, whole studio, once we can find a property, like, once we can afford a property, which hopefully will be towards the end of the year. We'll see how everything goes with what we're about to do. If we can afford a property, we will be going to like a real small town in Indiana. Property will be in the countryside where the studio will be. So yeah, we already have like quite a list of where we'll go. I am that genre. That's awesome. Oh yeah, John Reeves. I was watching Food Theory's new video. I don't know who Food Theory is. I'll have to check that out. Wait, that's Gen X or Boomer. Who's Gen X or Boomer? I'm 65 now. I said birthday. Dude, this is so funny. Boomer, my oldest. Now I'm catching up with chat. This is hilarious. Ooh, if you could swap lives with any artist for a day to experience their creative process, who would it be and why? Well, that's a great question. I would swap it with a very successful artist because I'm not going to lie, I would love to know what it's like to be able to breathe. I would love, as dorky as that sounds, I would love to know what it feels like to, like, I don't know, create without like the stresses of like financial stresses and like life. Sounds amazing. So I would love to know what that's like. I would love to know what it's like to literally just like walk in the studio and it's like that's all you have to think about that day. Like you're literally just here to create. You have nothing else to think about. Have like a whole team around you that like takes care of everything. That sounds amazing. So I would just say I would trade a day like that with a really successful artist just to experience it. I think it would also be like a great motivation and like inspiration as to like why, you know, like I'm grinding so hard, if that makes sense. So I would say that's actually my answer. That's my honest answer. Can you react to Wu Sung's 444 album? Yeah, I mean, I'll probably review his album because I know it came out. We're changing the name to The Weirdness. Just shows how honest person you are. I also knows these characteristics on you, which led me to admire. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Kenza. That's really sweet. I'd let Nova kick my ass. Yeah, there's a lot of the gamers have said that too, and they're very funny. Horror geek, I love that. You give me fellow ADHD vibes. Yeah, I have some other things, but it's not important. It's not ADHD, but yeah, my poor parents, they had me like get tested in 5th grade or whatever, do the whole thing, but it's fine. When is your birthday? May you can celebrate with us on. Well, my birthday was on February 3rd, so it's already gone. Food theory is game theory. Oh, I didn't know that. I know game theory. That's where I'm from. Hey, let's go, Carol. Come on now. Fellow Hoosier in there. If you could choose a totally absurd and unlikely place to play a concert, where would it be? Well, we've already played a concert in a barn in Indiana. That was 2 years ago. We literally played a concert in a barn. So that was one. It was awesome. We played in this real small town called Arcadia, Indiana. And you know, I got a lot of friends that live there. And I'm a small town, Arcadia, Indiana. I think it's, I don't know. It might be, Arcadia might be 1,500 people, maybe. Maybe. And that's like the whole, you know, borders of the town. The downtown, or whatever downtown they have, probably 300 people. But my buddy had a barn. We were going to go on a U.S. tour, and it was a couple years ago. COVID restrictions had lifted, but all the venues were being packed up super quick by like signed labels, which naturally, because those labels get first dibs. Us being independent, we obviously didn't have the pull, like the influence or agents to help us do that. So I called him and I was like, man, can we use your barn for a show? And then he was like, hell yeah. So a barn was up there. I would say playing in a barn was awesome. That show was amazing. A packed out crowd. It was amazing. If I would choose a totally absurd, unlikely play to play, I would love to play, because this is my dorky side, I would love to play in an old medieval castle. I would love that. Do like a full concert inside a medieval castle, especially like in Switzerland or Scotland. I would love that. I love both those countries so much. So that would probably be what I would want to do. It'd be super fun. Honestly, or even though we haven't played Japan and we haven't played in the UK or like whatever, honestly, there's something about like playing in like one of those old Japanese castles that's really dope too. So I guess a castle is my answer. Castle is basically my answer. Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. All right, good. There's so many questions. Y'all are amazing. Madness. You're asking so many good questions. Okay. Was the barn dusty? Yeah, a little bit. Our gear got dusty. Oh, yeah. What we did was we did the setup and then came in from like another pole barn, if that makes sense. And then walked in. So we didn't actually have any problems. Actually, no, I lied. You are right, Harley. We did have actually a problem. We had our whole laptop actually go out. So you are right. And then we had to like restart everything. So you're right. We did have technical difficulties. Well, happy birthday, Kenza. I can see you live again soon. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can fund another tour. We have a lot of work to do to fund another tour, but obviously, you know, we're trying to break through in 2025. It starts with Among the Phoenix coming out next Friday and getting people to stream the song. Oh, Madness, I'm going to do this real quick before getting to the next questions. I have to record this for content because I'm making a deal with you. Y'all made this deal with me a while ago, but I didn't actually like fully promote it, but now we're going to. So here we go. Okay, I'm making a bet with you. If Among the Phoenix hits 10,000 streams in its first weekend, because that would be the biggest streaming weekend we've ever had. Yes, I will go get a full body wax. I will record it. I will cut it into a video and put it on the YouTube channel. But it has to be in the first weekend. So 10,000 streams on Among the Phoenix in the first opening weekend. I will go get a full body wax, and it will be terribly painful and for the band. So there we go. The bet is set. Now we'll see if you can make it happen. There we go. I did it. Y'all were making some funny bets, but yeah, that's the bet. If we get 10,000 streams on Among the Phoenix in the first weekend next weekend, I will record myself getting a full body wax, and it will hurt so bad. And then I will put it out. We'll see what happens. John Reeves, the Dimash fan, and react. Oh, yeah, John Reeves. Yeah. No, John Reeves. That's John. That's Johnny Boy. He does like a lot of vlogs too. John, him and I just became boys just because, like, you know, he would like kind of comment some of my stuff. We started going back and forth, and he heard about our band changes because, you know, we made some changes to lineup at the beginning of the year. And John then hit me up and he's like, hey, man. He's like, I just want to have a conversation with you. And it was really sweet. Like, if y'all know John, like, John Reeves is a sweetheart. He's a really nice guy. Very intentional, like, positive, great energy, which is something that, like, we wanted to make sure with whoever we brought on to play guitar for us live, that it was going to be that kind of a person. Because I was like, hey, in this journey, right now, we are fighting tooth and nail, not just to survive, but trying to break through and grow our fan base. We just need somebody positive with us on that stage that believes in what we're doing and like just like is like a great force of positive energy. And John is that like a million times over. And he just called me and he let me know, like, hey man, like I've played guitar for years and I've performed professionally, you know. And he was just like, dude, like I would love like to play with y'all, you know, like if you send me like the tracks and like send me everything, Like, I can learn all this stuff and I would love to play with you. And I was like, dude, absolutely. I saw it as like a godsend. Like that doesn't happen, right? Like that kind of a contact connection. And so, yeah, I don't know what our first show will be with him because we have to figure everything out, but we're going to figure it out. Cause obviously, you know, we have a brand new song coming out next Friday. You know, I have to figure out, you know, right now, Nova and I are jumping in on the audio engineering for our next new songs and how we're going to get all those out, but then trying to figure out if we can tour later this year, if we can afford it. You know, there's a lot of things. I'm paying down band debt right now. I'm trying to figure out how to pay off band debt. A lot of things to figure out, a lot of moving pieces. But we're definitely going to figure out when that first show will be that he's going to like debut with us playing guitar for us, which I'm just like I can't explain to you how excited I am for that. Like, I'm actually so excited. So yes, it is that John Reese. My puppy turns 3 months tomorrow. Technically, I love that. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, Red Rocks, Colorado is a dream, 100%. Wait, stop it, YouTube. Have you ever taken voice lessons? I have not, actually. I've never taken voice lessons. This deadly tub of things are going well. Oh, it's cute. Okay, wait, I'm finding the other questions, man. It's finding other questions. Okay, yeah, I saw you, Sly Fairy. Yep. Among the Phoenix is like a birthday present. Hey, I love that, Rebecca. Let's go. I actually love that. Oh, J-Hope drops a song tomorrow? Okay, I'm going to use that for channel next week. I'll definitely do a thing to that. I watched a video of John on his channel. It was a great interview. Yeah, and see, it was just really cool that he wanted me on his podcast. Mr. John freaking Awesome Reese. I love him. When you're supposed to play Poppy Playtime. I mean, I did play it. Honestly, though, like, I'll be honest. It's been difficult. Gaming streams don't get very many views at all. So I've been trying to figure that out because I do want to game on the channel, but I'm trying to communicate. It's really fun. So I'm trying to communicate to almost, I mean, what? We almost have 80,000 subscribers on the channel. I'm trying to communicate. This is a really fun thing. Come game with me. It's really funny. Watch me be scared. So I'm kind of saving those games, to be honest. Get to hear him play. Yeah, it'll be really fun. Here's a hard question. What's your favorite song of yours? Yeah, that is a hard question. Oh my gosh. Okay, Copper. Yeah, you throwing haymakers. I see you. My favorite City of Sound song is, it's really cheesy to say the one I'm working on right now because I would have said Among the Phoenix, but that's coming out next Friday. And it's really cheesy to keep saying it's your next new song. I would also say Odyssey is up there. Odyssey is up there. Us is up there. But see, and then I'm going through like all the new songs because then I'm like, Among the Phoenix, but that comes out Friday. Shameless plug. That's my favorite song. The reason so I would say Among the Phoenix. The reason that I'm going to say the next new one that I remember I showed you guys. Remember when I showed you all the demo last week of just me playing guitar on it? And I was just kind of showing you like the next song we were working on. The reason the next new song is my favorite. Look, okay, how do I explain this? There's 3 new songs that I've already started kind of starting the composition on. I started like part writing and all that kind of stuff. Obviously I'm nervous because we are trying to figure out the audio engineer side of everything right now. Because I'm in all those audio engineer courses, even though I produce all of our stuff, like I'm learning like the in-depths of audio engineering. We're probably going to have to bring on an audio engineer though for the first song that's coming after Among the Phoenix, just because I want to make sure it's obviously like very, very well done, especially with like where we're at right now in our careers. The next new song though, it's hard because Among the Phoenix is up there. I really like Among the Phoenix. The next new song though, if you don't remember, I leaked like kind of the title I was working with last stream. The reason I think it's going to be my favorite song is because it's kind of a new beginning. It will be with like our new lineup. It will be with all these new decisions to like pull everything under our umbrella, not rely on any outside agency, not rely on like the music industry at all. It'll be the first song that we put out when it's like we've made the decision of only relying on our label, The Madness, like all of y'all, and truly bringing everything under our banner, starting the new Twitch stream that Nova and I are going to be doing, just all those things. And so that's why I think our next song is going to be my favorite one, because it's going to spark, I think, our breakthrough, like where our fan base is going and people believing in our songs and what we're doing. Because it took, what do we have, 30 songs? It took 30 songs just to get to the beginning, where like we still haven't even made it yet. We're still fighting to keep our heads above water. I'm broke as shit. I'm not even gonna lie. And I think that next new song, I think that's why it's gonna be my favorite one, because it's like it feels like a new beginning, even though it's still the same sound. It's still our music. There's just something so fresh in the air about the changes we've made. And that's why I think it's going to be my favorite one. So long answer, but the honest answer. That's the honest answer. 25 is going to be the year. I believe it, Copper. Honestly, I really do. Like, I really do. I did not know John Reeves had a video of him giving Damasha a flower. I need to watch that. That's hilarious. I recently watched your bad, constantly laughing. How shocked you? Oh, that jump scare. Yeah. Wait, you have a gaming channel? No, Mel, this is the gaming channel. This YouTube is my gaming channel. I have gaming vids on the YouTube. There's like a gaming playlist. And I want to do more. I'm just trying to figure out how. I don't want it to. I don't know. Maybe I just need to make one madness. Maybe I just need to make a gaming vid and just not care about views or anything and just put it out. Because I really want to do a video, because y'all know I do like those vids of have you heard of my band, where I ask people, have you heard of my band City of Sound, and it's super embarrassing and it's really funny. I want to do it in gaming, so I want to play like Rocket League, and I want to, while I'm playing it, I want to type, have you heard of my band City of Sound, because the toxicity, the responses are going to be so mean, it's going to be hilarious. Like, the trick is to play trending games. Yeah, but see, the problem with playing trending games is I just don't have time. And I don't have money. I don't have money to play trending games, and I don't have time to play trending games, Like, jumping on new games and then trying to, like, jump in and play and put the time in. Like, I genuinely don't have time. Because we're literally running our own studio, our careers, and making all of our own merch and everything, like, while editing for the YouTube channel and everything. Like, I'm already, yeah, it's just too hard to keep up, if that makes sense. Because I still need to play freaking, I mean, God, there's so many games I still haven't played yet. I still need to play Elden Ring. I still haven't played Elden Ring yet. That time where you can't make noise, I forgot about that. I hated that game. Don't Scream. I hated that game. I lost so much. I'm still frustrated they didn't even make it because the battery ran out of oh, yeah, Jet, you remember that. That video is on here. That video is hilarious, actually. Where's that video sitting at on views? Let's just see. Let's just see, Madness. Maybe you're bringing up good points. Maybe I need to just start throwing some game. See, yeah, so here's the Don't Scream gaming vid, but like, and it's not about views, but it is about not burying your channel. It's like, you look at like a Jin reaction, it's like 36,000, and League of Legends reaction 26,000, and my gaming vid has 490 views. Like, even my tour vlogs, my tour vlogs do a lot better than that and stuff. So it's more like what I have time for. But I would love nothing more than to do gaming vids. I would love to do gaming vids. I just need to figure out how to get them to break through. Like, how do I get the subscribers to, buy into the fact that these are funny, fun videos that they'll enjoy? I just have to figure it out. Do an old kind of famous musician, and he's struggling with if he did enough in music. Do everything you want to do, no regrets. Let's go, Kathy. I love that, and I agree. Yes. That's why I am putting myself into band debt. That's why I am pushing as hard as I can this year. Like, I'm pushing as hard as I can this year. I've been pushing hard as I can for, years, but this year I'm like, we're choosing love over fear. Like, I'm not giving in any negativity or disbelief. I'm literally just believing that we're going to make it. What's up, Porcupine? That would be fun. Yeah. Was John the reason for your reaction to the musical? No, actually. No, that was actually my friend Athena. She's a music artist too, and actually big gamer. She has a really big gaming channel. Athena actually hit me up, and she was just like, dude, like I would love to see what you think of this Epic the musical. So she was the one who actually gave that to me. What's Croatia? What's going on? I think your smolder is coming around. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. For Life Was a Movie, what song would play? Oh my gosh, these are really good questions. Y'all are hitting me with so many questions. One Sec Madness. I actually have an artist I work with who's in studio right now in New York, and I'm just making sure their vocals. Okay, they're doing a vocal session right now, and it's a artist I write and produce for. I want to make sure they're doing all right. I check up on any artist I work with a lot. I want to make sure they're all right because I know personally how difficult it can be. Man, what if your life was a movie? What song would play during the opening scene? Honestly, y'all want to know how cheesy this is? What song would play during the opening scene or the final scene? Look, I'm gonna be dorky, but junior high me, not even junior high, elementary school me is gonna come out. Honestly, the song that's going to play in the opening scene of my movie, because it has sat with me since 5th grade. It's going to be Higher by Creed, and I don't care what anyone says. Can you take me higher? That's why we need those Patreon exclusive videos. Yes. Agree, Jessica. I'm still getting our Patreon wrapped around, even though on our Patreon for the first time for those top members, they are going to get Among the Phoenix a week early and the instrumental on Monday, so they're going to get it on Monday, making sure all those patrons are getting taken care of. Speaking of gaming, how was the Channel 3 event? Oh dude, it was really fun, Porcupine. I'll probably do it again. My team was trash, but it was really fun. You know, we see merch that says, have you heard of my band? Okay, Copper. So okay, that's great. And I love that because so that whole meme actually came from Rocket League because I asked it in my chat, like in game, and then I took a picture of it and then it became a meme. And so I thought about making merch out of the meme, but I think I might make 2 different versions so that way gamers can have the gamer version and then people who don't necessarily know that context can just have one that just says, have you heard of my band? And then City of Sound on the back. I've thought about it. I love the videos of scary stories. Please do more. See, Jet? Yeah, see, I love doing all that stuff. I'm trying to figure out. You will figure it out. Again, it's all positivity and belief this year, right? I'm gonna figure out how to get those videos to pop a little more because I think they're well done and fun. It's just getting them in front of people, like convincing people to give it a shot, right? I love it. Yes, I'll check it out. I came in with BTS, but as a metalhead, I just loved your own side. Hey, let's go, Mel. Thank you. Let's go. I'm not a gamer, but I love watching someone else play. See, Third Sister, I love that. The final scene hasn't happened. Yes, sir. I love that. I love that. Final scene hadn't happened yet. Honestly, the final scene would be Ode of She, our song Ode of She. Have you ever thought of rapping or making rap songs? Kenza, I've made rap songs for other artists. I actually... Am I allowed to show this on stream? Technically it's a demo. I'm gonna read a contract real quick. Madness, keep asking me songs. I'm gonna keep answering. I'm gonna read through something real fast, and I want to make sure that I could legally do this on stream. Just because y'all know I have so much fun with this kind of stuff. Mainly because I actually had a song with a J-pop group that the label has picked up. The artist has not cleared it yet, but I'm hoping that it gets through and it becomes a placement because it'd be a huge placement for me. If not, I'm gonna ask the label for the song back so I can actually pitch it to a K-pop group. I don't know who, but somebody. But the Japanese label, now hear me out. I'm gonna see if I can play this. I don't know if I'm allowed to play it on stream, but I might be able to because it's a demo and technically it's me on it, no one else. Now, if I can play this, I have to preface, they wanted me to rap in Japanese, like the Japanese label did. I don't speak Japanese, so I just rapped mumble. So I literally mumbled and made up words, but I did it in the cadence that I thought they would want for like the artist. But then I sang the hook of what it would be. So if you hear it, you're not going to understand any words because it's literally me just going, but I'm rapping on it, but it's for a rap song. Yeah, you know what's funny, Jessica, is I heard about Jen's Do You Know BTS? And it's funny because I'm like, we've been doing the Have You Heard of My Band for like a few years now. And then I heard about it and I was like, I love that. Okay, wait. But yeah, Jen would say it everywhere. That's so funny, though. Let me see real quick. I might be able to play this for y'all, because you asked the rap question. I've done a few rap songs, actually. For a couple artists. I've done a few rap songs. Let me see here. So I actually technically think that I'm allowed to... I think I'm allowed to... James, fine. I'm allowed to play you this demo. I have no legal obligation not to play you this demo. Yeah, I rapped it like a Sim Speaks. Okay, do y'all want to hear this? Wait, rule real quick, Madness. Rule real quick, because y'all know I have to say this, because I've let you hear some of this stuff before. You cannot clip any of it, though, and post it anywhere. Which I know you're not going to, but I just have to say. Because this isn't City of Sound leak. This is something that a label already picked up, but it's a demo, but technically in the contract, I have no withholding of playing it for anyone, so I'm allowed to play it for anybody. I'm allowed to play it for whoever I want. But just like noting. Because you said, have you ever rapped before? And I think you'll have fun with this. Okay, here. I'm doing a thing so it can't be copyrighted if it's already been. I don't know if it has been or not, but I'm just doing a thing it's a whole thing. But this way I can't even get in trouble for it at all. What's the most, that's it. Oh, gosh, y'all are asking some awesome questions. It's processing right now and then I'll play it for you. What's the most successful song you've written for anyone? Okay, so copyright, I usually don't talk about that. But I did say AMA, and I did also. We have also established a relationship that I'm very honest with you. That's. Let me think on that one. So you also have to be careful because sometimes, though, no, you're fine. No, you're fine. The reason I'm gonna be honest with you, Mattis, the reason I don't talk about it is because a lot more often than you think. Some artists have zero to do with the writing or the creation of their like huge songs. A lot of time it is literally a writer producer behind the scenes who has done all the work. And so sometimes you want to be careful on, like, my name is on the songs, but like you have to like dig deep to like find like the writer name and stuff. And also the artist always gets a writing credit no matter what, because they're picking it up. So a part of them picking it up as their song is they get a writer's credit. And it's so that way the industry can make it seem like they had a part in it when in reality they didn't. It's just true. So I always want to explain before I tell you something like that. I guess I would say never think negatively about an artist when you find out someone has written or created something for them. Yeah, sure, some artists are completely manufactured and propped up by a brand and all kinds of stuff. But a lot of times, like, an artist might take a song from a catalog, but they are super talented. Like, they're incredible vocalists and they're incredibly talented. They're incredible performers. So just like, you know, just to kind of note that, I guess. I can name some of those artists. I don't even consider them as. Lots of artists like for their... Yes, Kathy, exactly. A lot of artists want you to think that they wrote the whole thing. Yes, the artist will always get a writer's credit, almost always, when they pick up a song from a catalog. And that's a part of the negotiation. And, I mean, just being honest, a lot of times that artist will negotiate a higher percentage of the song than the writer, producer themselves for whoever actually created it, even though they didn't have a part in making it. But it's because their song brings so much pull to it. You know, it's part of the business. Part of the business. So... I'll just answer your question, Copper. My most recent placement was with an artist. She's a DJ named Blondish. She actually just did Taylor Swift's remake with Post Malone. She did like a remix version of it. So my most recent placement was with Blondish, that DJ. I think that was my most recent placement. And then I'm actually working on a couple other placements right now that I'm excited about. We're going to see what happens with them. Yeah, I mean, Justin Bieber's pretty open about picking from a catalog, though. And that actually is something I really respect about him. He's always been very honest about, like, listening through catalogs. He even put it in his documentary. Him picking songs out of a catalog, which was really cool. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to let you listen to this because you asked if I had ever worked on a rap song before. No recording. I know you're not going to do that, but... Uh-oh. Oh, unless it... Oh, my gosh, wait. Oh, jeez. Wow. I thought I just sent this to me and it got copyrighted all of a sudden. It didn't. Okay, we're good. Whoa, because my whole like browser thing like shut down. I was like, wait a second, oh no. And I thought stream went down. We're okay. Whoo, squeaky bum time. So basically this is a song right now that is with a J-pop label for a specific J-pop artist, which like that part I'm not going to say just because I don't think I'm allowed to. Now that doesn't mean that they picked it up. That just means they're interested in it. Me personally, I would love for this to be picked up by a K-pop artist, honestly, especially like one of the boys, you know, like in the rap line, just because they would crush it. But right now though, it's being shopped to this other J-pop group through this label. So this is the demo. Y'all are gonna hear me do not real rap, terrible rap. Me mumble rap. Bop, 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 bop. I'm just making up words. I'm just like scatting. So you're gonna hear me scat, but this is me rapping. You asked. And then I just sing the chorus. Here you go.
Let me feel it.
I'm gonna let you listen to the whole thing.
You can take me down tonight, take me to the place of a distant story. I can feel the lightning of my glory. Down, 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 down. Let me feel the thunder roll. Yeah. Let me see the thunder roll. Let me see the thunder roll. Let me feel it. Let me feel it. I'ma get it. Let me feel it. Let me feel the thunder roll. Yeah. Let me feel it. Let me feel the thunder roll.
So there's the side of me that y'all never get to hear. It's when I'm writing and producing for another artist. You should make it a COS song. Oh my God, how would I even make that a City of Sound song? But it's really fun. It's a really fun song. They have it right now. Some songs, especially for their foreign songs, but all of them, that's actually bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, BTS collaborates with people all the time, which I really like that they do. But yeah, so if you, so Madness, if you hear a song called Thunder Roll, you're going to know that I was a part of that. But we'll see, you know, they like, look, I've had Madness. I've had 50, you know, I've had probably 100 songs taken by labels to pitch for an artist. And then you never hear, like, you know, the artist just never takes it. The artist just doesn't take it, which does happen a lot. Like, it happens all the time. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that one. It's a real sexy song. So it's like, it's all about, you know, it's all about feeling the storm with someone else in the night. You know, feeling the lightning and, you know, let me feel that thunder roll. But, you know, you asked if I'd ever rap before. There's a little bit of my rap cadences, trying to match it to the group that they're pitching it to. But yeah, I mean, we'll kind of see, you know, we'll see where it goes. But what I'm going to do, though, is if the Japanese label, I know, right? It's a fun concept, right? Now y'all know, y'all have no idea some of the songs I've written for some artists. You have no idea. I have written some sexy things, completely opposite from City of Sound. Good morning from Australia. What's up, Christian? But what I'm gonna do though is if the Japanese label, you know, if it sits dormant for about 4 months, I'm gonna pull it and I'm honestly I might pull it even sooner. I might pull it in like the next 30 days. They've had it for like 2 months and we still haven't heard back from the artist yet. And I'm like, you know, this needs to go somewhere. So I might shoot it off to like Hybe or something just to see. Like, there's got to be a K-pop artist out there that would crush that. You know. Honestly, I wish all of BTS was back, because I would be like, they would kill this song. Like, they would kill, especially the dance break, that beat. Jay actually wrote Shake It Off. No, if I wrote Shake It Off, I wouldn't be broke from funding City of Sound. I'd be retired. Yeah, there you go, Kenza. You made me play it. You asked me if I'd ever rapped. Hey, well, if anyone has a contact with RM, let me know. I mean, that's how these things work. Every placement I've had is just through direct contact. Just because since since City of Sound's not signed with a label, I also don't have a publishing deal with the label. So it's just all through contact. That's where all my placements have come from, honestly. And then I use that to fund the band. I put all that money back into City of Sound, and even money I don't have into City of Sound. Hashtag band debt. That's the dream. In that vein, does writing for other people in other genres keep you from getting stagnant in your own writing for COS? No, not really. Not really. Honestly, it really doesn't. Now, I've always, this is going to sound super arrogant, Madness. This is going to sound super arrogant. I have always prided myself of I can write any genre. I can make songs for any genre. So it has never, it's, I don't know. I guess, I don't know, Frozen. I'm thinking of your question. I guess because City of Sound is very hard to write for. It's not hard to write for. It's just a long writing process. I go really deep on City of Sound songs and the amount of layers. I mean, y'all have listened to our songs. You know, there's so many layers and commentaries and things I'm pulling from. I guess writing for the artist could help, like, free if there was ever writer's block for City of Sound. So I guess, yeah, actually. I think. This makes me think SMT animation. No. I don't talk about any of that stuff. Bloody hot day, gonna be over 100. Oh, that's right, because it's summer down there, isn't it, Christian? Do writers get paid well? You get paid well if you write a hit song. But you're unless you have really good contacts, unless you have a really, really deep connection network, or like a really good pub deal, you're probably going to write 100 songs that get placed and make you almost nothing before you write a song that makes you some money. But even that song, it might make you enough money to, I mean, for me, look, I mean, I was at least lucky enough that I worked on enough songs that I was able to fund City of Sound for the last 7 years. But then what happened was I had to make the choice of, do I keep writing with other artists and like producing for other artists and it takes my time away from City of Sound, or do I go all in? And so about 3 years ago, I stopped working with artists, to be completely honest. And it was because like it was either like we either make City of Sound work or nothing at all. And I was like, if we're gonna make this independently and with our fan base, I was like, I gotta go all in. I have to turn off everything else and I have to lean solely into this. So I actually didn't get back into working with other artists until really probably a few months ago. And like working on writing other songs for other people. So, and it was more kind of what we talked about, right? Of I'm like, one, there's so much band debt that I'm like, I need to pay off this band debt, which even then, like this songwriting stuff, you know, there's a chance they never play. So you make no money off of it, but you at least got to try. And also just because I was like, no, like we're going into 2025, going back to our original slogan of love over fear. And I was like, no, I'm going to push the band. I'm all in and I can be creative at every aspect and it's going to be good for the band. It's only going to be good for the band. So I kind of just changed my perspective on it. You know, wouldn't you like to have a Discord server for your channel or for City of Sound? Oh yeah, we have one. The Madness server. We have one. We have a lot of members in it too. Right now where we're at, because like I'm also working like this like new Patreon that we have, which is like Nova's YouTube, my YouTube, and City of Sound. The issue we're running into right now is because it's just us. It's like we have a Discord that's super fun that we stop in on, but it's difficult to balance all of them when you're not making money off of any of them. So I'm trying to figure out right now, just, you know, here, I'll put it in here. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what worlds to really lean into to keep us going. Oh, that says hidden use copy button. Why is this not? Why is it hidden? It's not copying the link. Oh, the invites are disabled for Discord? Who did that? I didn't do that. Who did that? That was not under my supervision. Okay, well, I'll have to change that. Okay, well, I'll have to change that. I can't do that right now, but that's odd. Thanks for telling me. I did not know that. Why would... Yeah, honestly, like, I have no idea how to turn off streamer mode. I don't... Like, I don't even know how to go through that on Discord. Because I've been trying to run a million other things. Oh, there's people hacking accounts being fake. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we definitely need to be able to invite to our Discord for sure. We have so many of like the madness. It's literally called the Madness Discord. It's all of our fans. Yeah, but dude, yeah, I have no idea, dude. Guys, I can't explain to you how many different like like yeah, it's my brain is mush. It's gonna be mush for the next like 5 months, with the amount of things that we're trying to keep afloat right now in terms for the band. Oh wow, okay, well I'll have to figure out how to open up the Discord. That's so weird. The invites aren't allowed though. That just sucks. Let me see. Here, I'm gonna go from kind of from the outside. Let me try that. Let's see if this works. See if that works. That link right there. Thank you for telling me, Porcupine. I never would have known that, dude. Yeah, copper. I mean, honestly, it's just, yeah, trying to. And then now Nova and I are going to put a stream together for Twitch where we're going to play covers and originals from studio, like acoustic, to help just to help monetize and keep money coming in. So we're going to do that from Twitch. Yeah, and then, you know, just all the things. there's so many things. And there's so many platforms to keep afloat, and so many, you know, then running YouTube, make sure YouTube's going strong and momentum. Like, it's just so much crazy. All while producing, mixing, and mastering all of our own music and writing all of our own music. And then trying to figure out if we can fund a tour. Can we make them? Can we fund a tour? Okay, but it should work now, though. Oh, I love that Baby Lasagna song. I did a video on it. Yes, we are on TikTok too, Copper. We are on everything. I'm on TikTok and the band's on TikTok. Honestly, I should have just named the band Righteous J. Because, man, yeah, solo artists have it good. Because when you only have to run one social when you're a solo artist, cutting band content while also cutting personal content and then also keeping everything afloat is a wild, terribly planned. Like, who thought this was a good idea, trying to be an independent band? Hey, there you go, Akuto. I see you. Let's go. Hell yeah. Are you on Blue Sky? I mean, I made the band an account on Blue Sky, but it's just, I can't do any more socials. Like, I can't. If that makes sense. I just can't. I can't do any more socials. We have like an account on everything, and then, yeah. I'm trying to get Patreon running well, Twitch streaming for the band, and then my stream here, and then running the YouTube, and, you know, all while doing audio engineering courses. Because, like, even today, like, I love streaming and hanging with y'all, and in my head I was like, you know, the song comes out next Friday, like, I should stream. Like, we need to promote, and, like, I need to engage with the fan base and explain what's going on, and, you know, keep everyone up to date and all that kind of stuff. But I do need to make streaming on YouTube, like my YouTube, more consistent. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. Because I'll be honest with y'all, this is probably one of my favorite things. I'm completely honest. Like, kind of hanging out with our listener base here and like breaking the wall here and us just like hanging out together, probably one of my favorite things in terms of like this to me is no effort. Like, this to me is a break right now, right? Like, this is so easy and I really enjoy it. So I'm trying to figure out how to make it more, more, you know, just how to make it more consistent. I'm gonna try to figure it out, you know, just figure it out. Cause I love like hanging out with you guys. If you write a song for Cat's Eye, their global girl group under Hive America. I mean, yeah, if there's ever a connection there, getting into rooms is really, really difficult when it comes to writing and production. It's very difficult, like very, very difficult, especially in those worlds like Hive America. It's like, yeah, it's exceptionally difficult to get into those rooms. But yeah, do y'all want to hear a little bit of the demo, the one I played you last week? For those who were here, it might sound terrible, but y'all know what demos sound like. You all know what demos sound like. We have nothing to worry about. I'll play it for you regardless. Why not? Yeah, it'll be much more easier to be consistent when we've moved everything to Indiana. It'll be much more easy, also much cheaper, so much less stress. Hopefully, that way I can. Yeah, hopefully that way I can start getting the band debt under a lot of control, which, like, I've already had it under control. But man, being in LA is very difficult to try to. Whew, there's just no reason for us to be out here. So it'll be much easier to be consistent in Indiana. Also, like, Nova and I have to be consistent because when we start the band stream up on Twitch, that's probably going to be one of our main things that we use to play songs for our listener base and play covers and all that stuff. So we're going to stream like 3 times a week from that stream. California's expensive. Yeah, and it's just... Yeah, and it just feels like, man, it's just like they're in your back pocket about everything. And that was the thing too, is like, as a band, we were looking at what we pay at, like, rent out here, like, for the band house, and we don't live in like a big house. We live in a small house. But like the studios here and everything, and we were looking at just like what we were paying monthly, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, what are we doing? I'm sick of paying. Yeah, dude. I was at Ralph's Copper and eggs were $18. I was like, what in the hell? But like, we just realized, like, with the amount we're paying and stuff like that, like, we need to, if the band is going to succeed and we're going to break through, then we need to mitigate all stresses, and a lot of that is financial, getting band debt under control. We want to figure out how we can build this to, buy a property in Indiana, like 5 to 10 acres, and put the whole studio there so we can make all of our music out there, make vlogs, basically turn it into like a content property, and then have artists come out there that I already work with, and then they get to work out there in the peace and quiet in the woods. So it's one of those things of like, yeah, why wouldn't we go, right? Like, why wouldn't we go? Wait. See, my armies love demo because they're actually a hidden banger, so they play it for us. Okay, so so obviously we have Among the Phoenix coming out next Friday, and remember, if we hit 10,000 streams, I'll get a full body wax. Hey Vanchika, if you have a Bollywood song, comment it on one of my vids. I would love to watch a Bollywood song. I've watched a couple Bollywood action videos, like action movies, and they are awesome. If y'all have never seen Bollywood action, it's the craziest action movies you've ever seen. To own my home, rent would probably be $5,000. Yeah, and Copper, that's like what we pay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing that you own your own home. Seriously, that's well done. Well done. When are you moving to Indiana? End of June. End of June. That's when our lease is up here, and that's where we go. And then y'all are going to see me streaming and making vids from a basement we're going to be staying in as we try to find like a property and where we're going to move the whole band to. The whole band. Like, we're doing this madness. We're doing, like, the whole band. Like, we're doing this. And then John Reeves is in Nashville, so when we're recording guitars, he'll just come up from Nashville. It's like 4 hours from where we'll be, and he'll come stay there too, and here we go. Okay, so basically, yeah, and see, that's the other thing about being in Indiana, Kathy. We'll have our once we figure out how to afford a property, we'll be able to have our own chickens. We'll have all those things. I can't wait. Huge things come from basement. That's right. That's right. Basement era. Yes, it'll be the madness basement era. And what's funny is madness is we'll literally all be creating out of a basement, but yet we're going to be bigger than we've ever been. Like, our following and like reach is going to be bigger than it's ever been. And yet we're moving ourselves to a basement. It's awesome. Like, come on. Like, how cool is that? And then it's going to be cool because then, like, because I'm believing, because this is our year and I'm love over fear. When we have made enough that we can afford a property, which thank God properties in Indiana don't cost that much. But when we can afford a property, and then when we move the whole studio into that property, then like all of our listeners who have been here with me on this journey and with us, like, everyone's going to get to be a part of that with us, of like, we did it. Like, we made it here. And then I'm going to vlog it and live stream it and be like, you all did this. Like, we did this. It's going to be awesome. Like, we're literally going to go from basement era to property era. We sent. Oh my gosh, Kurt, you're the sweetest. You sent money for eggs on our Venmo? No, you didn't. I didn't even know y'all had our band Venmo. Dude, hey, that's more than eggs. Kurt, y'all are so sweet. Thank you. That's like really, really kind. That's hilarious that you have our band Venmo. If you love chicken butt nuggets, you love your own. Well, because like, you know, like I grew up with that and just having like fresh eggs. So I miss it. OG Madness Wall in the Warehouse is awesome. I love that. That's actually a great idea. I love that. Okay, so here's a little demo to close out stream. So this will most likely be the next song that we do, kind of in our new era that we're working towards right now. So the working title right now, which might end up being the title, is Destination Arrival. And the whole story basically that I'm going to work on when I write it, because I haven't fully written anything on it yet, just ideas. It's going to be the idea of basically it's going to be welcoming the listener to like a new world, which you'll kind of feel when you hear it. There's no demo vocal on this yet. I have not recorded a demo vocal on here yet, just vocal instrumentation. There's no strings on it yet either. It's just me on the guitar and on bass and creating some worldscape. I am not a good guitarist. You've been warned. I'm not a good guitarist. I can play guitar. That doesn't mean I can play it well. And the concept of the song is right now that I'm working with is, you know, I want to take a little bit of where we're at right now and like also like translate that to our listener base. And the idea that I keep thinking is like all this work just to get to the beginning. Like, you know, it's been, for me, it's been since I dropped out of school in 2011. Like, that's how long it's been. Well, 2012. Yeah. Like, that's how long it's been. And I've been grinding and gritting like my teeth, like as heart clawing at every opportunity just to get to the beginning. And so what I want to do is I want this next new song, you know, Among the Phoenix, you know, our new song, like that comes out next Friday. And like the story of Among the Phoenix, you know, is literally, it's actually written for not about the rebirth of the Phoenix, but it's about the, you know, the terror of the fall. When the Phoenix knows that it's going to fall and like burn to ashes and die to itself, it's that moment of fear of whether that Phoenix is going to rise again. Like, does it know if it's going to rise again? And the beauty of the song is, which when you hear it, you'll hear in the lyrics, it's the idea that as the Phoenix falls, not knowing whether it will rise again, all the other Phoenix that have come before it are like reminding it that you're going to rise again. So like keep holding on, like hold on and like take the fall to like be reborn. And I think taking that concept from Among the Phoenix and then following our next song up as a single, as a song about arriving to this new place and to this new era and to this new world, I think it's such a cool, like, it's not a part of an album, but it is kind of a cool continuation on a story, even though it's singles, you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of the idea of Destination Arrival, is that Arrival is actually like a planet. Like not a planet, it's like a world. It's like a fantasy world. And so the idea is that Arrival is kind of this like moment of, it's what I've been going through, Madness. You know, we've talked about this. You know, I had almost called it so many times, even like 4 months ago. And then, you know, Nova was like, no, like we have something here. Like we can do this. We have a listener base. Like we can figure out how to like blow this up and make it successful. You know, and then I was like, okay, if we're going to do that, then I'm going to focus on our slogan, love over fear. That's my whole chant for 2025. You know, that's what I'm holding on to. And so I was like, well, then we need to put that into a song. Like someone arriving after this journey of Among the Phoenix, and then they arrive. Like, you know, like then they arrive to their destination, which is the arrival. And I want to like communicate this message of like, sometimes your destination is the arrival. That moment where you finally get to breathe and be like, yeah, I haven't made it to the edge of the world yet, but I've made it to this new world, you know, that's full of adventure and it's full of like a journey and it's full of like all these moments that are about to happen that I don't even know about yet. And I wanted to like create such a hopeful story around that. So that's what this, what song do I have on loop? Oh yeah, Magna Call Sale. I know. So this is the demo. Here we go. Let me make sure it's turned up loud enough. Since it's a demo, it's not like it's not on like a master chain or anything, so it's not as loud. So I got to turn it up a little bit more. It's got a little bit more audio dynamics. All right, here we go. Oh, is it playing right now? What? Oh, madness! Look at this! Look at this! I have my phone headphones in. I was like, where the hell is it? Did I just hear Magna? Neat. What's up, baby boy? Dude, I'm just about to end stream. I was just hanging out with the madness. What's up, dude? Y'all Neat's one of our OG madness right there. That was his favorite song. What's your favorite anime? Your Name. Your Name's my favorite anime. Love Your Name. Yeah, exactly, Copper. So here we go. See how loud this is going to be. One sec. One sec. Okay, let me turn this up for y'all. We're going to gain this beast up, see what it sounds like. All right, here's a little demo. Oh, dude, you're fine. Well, also, Neat, you didn't know I was live because I didn't announce it at all. I just did what I usually do, where I was just like, I'm going to go live today. Your tenacity and hope is truly inspiring to me. Oh, thank you, Third Sister. You're sweet. I am a tenacious man. Some also might say stupid. All right, here we go. So this is just the demo of the next new song. I'd sing it to you, but my voice is dry as a bone, so no, it's not updated. But I'll let you listen through to the second verse. You're gonna hear the little birdies and stuff. Classic piano drop. Oh, Frozen. What? Ooh, interesting.
Somewhere they fall, you sit in the light, big in the dark, so tell me about your scars. In the new arrival, save me, I'll find bit in the light, big from my sky.
And then I want to do this huge one.
Bit in my skies.
Delay guitar. Right back into the second verse. I told you it's a hidden banger. Let's go, Kenzo. And then I would have a delay guitar carrying through there, and then lace now starting like boom, 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 and pan her wide, and then these big guitars come in.
Satellite for more. Tell me where you are. Moving new arrival. Save me, I'll find you. Fading light, day in the dark. So tell me about your sky. Every time I say, finally I find fading light, day for myself.
And then it's going to go into a really cool bridge that I already have an idea for, but I haven't recorded it yet. But I want to do like this bridge that's like I want to create like this super like emotional, like intense bridge, and then I want to have this like soaring vocal. Hey, whatever. Hey, I don't care. Creed Vibes is great. Creed's huge again. I don't know how that happened, but good on them. Like, awesome to see their lead singer Scott Stapp healthy and back. Creed's huge again. They've been on world tour crushing it. Like, I'm really, yeah, the piano sounds magical. Thank you, Amjad. Yeah, I think that the piano part's like really beautiful, and then it like contrasts so well with the world building, and then like, you know, yeah, I feel like bright, hopeful instrumental we do so well. And, you know, we've always done that. Like, so many of our songs are just like bright, hopeful, you know, like instrumental. And that's why I always laugh when so many of our listeners call us emo or hopeful emo, which I think is so funny. Because hopeful emo, the more I listen to our stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's cinematic rock. But like hopeful emo is pretty accurate. But I'm excited for that song. So that's when we're going to start working on. I'll probably start working on it after, because I've been doing all these audio engineering classes. So I'll probably start working on it after Among the Phoenix comes out next Friday. So once Among the Phoenix comes out, I'll probably start working on that song. Yes, exactly. Build anticipation. And that's exactly what I want. And I have like a cool like down verse too of like, free and live again, saving like myself, and wild and full of heart, and play for nothing else. Like, I want the vocal to bounce off the piano part so perfectly, so the piano part almost feels like bouncy twinkles, but they're rhythmic. And then my voice kind of cuts in and out with it, and it just creates like this drawing in of like I want the listener to just like, I don't know, I want them to like close their eyes and almost imagine like, you know, in the summer, and it's like a warm summer's night, and they go and just lay in the grass and just like close their eyes, you know? Like, I want to give that feeling. So old school rhythmic guitar. I mean, I feel like we do that all the time, right, Mel? I mean, that's kind of our like bread and butter. We always do like more old school rhythm guitars and lead lines, delay guitars, like big anthemic guitar, you know, expanses. Like, I just think that's something like we do on all of our stuff, you know? So I have this really important question. Do you write the lyrics first or have... I do both. Kenza. No, it's a great question. I do both. There's some songs where I've had a whole poem written and then it becomes a song. And then I've had songs like this where like I just... Because, you know, writing is also the music. So like I write the music. Like I might have just like a sound in my head and I can't get rid of it and it's driving me crazy. So I have to put it down. You know, and so it's just like, sometimes it's that. Yeah. And like, you know what I like about it? It's kind of in the vein as like, it kind of reminds me of like, let's say it's kind of like Odyssey, you know, our song Odyssey, like it's kind of like Odyssey, like this vibe. Like it just soars. You know? Like there's something about that like soaring feel, or even like the Madhouse, you know? Like, yeah, it's a string intro, but like in a piano intro. But like listen to like just like the hopefulness and brightness of like the sound. You know, like it just kind of reminds me, that's my genre. Let's go. I love your sound. To be honest, that's my genre. Let's go. What should a depressed nihilist do? Choose purpose and find hope. That's what I would say. Even if you think nothing matters, even if that's your worldview, that nothing matters, you matter. And you're worthy. So that is how I would answer that. Space if it had a sound. Yes, that is awesome. Dude, that is an awesome description. Space if it had a sound. That is so beautiful, and I love that because just listen to like this opening is just such a beautiful like, and then you hear the dings and it feels like a door opening. And then just Also, I think I told you all this before. We're going to have Nova do a spoken word at the beginning with all that going on with words that I love, which I think is great. So here we are side by side with worlds at our feet, which I think is awesome. But then I'm going to hit a huge note where I'm going to sing the tag. And I'm going to tell y'all too, one thing Nova and I have actually discussed in the audio engineering side. This is just us having a conversation. I'll just play the demo while we're having this conversation. Now, this is just like us having like an honest conversation, madness. One thing on like my vocals for our songs that I think we're going to change for a little bit, and Miss Nova's violin would really, in mariachi, I love that. That's awesome. That is awesome. One thing we're going to do for my vocal is, you know, I was listening to, like a bunch of like U2. I was listening to a bunch of Coldplay, even 30 Seconds to Mars early on. And I was listening, and even like Bad Omens. So like I listened to Bad Omens for the first time recently, and the processing on the vocals, like and I don't mean like the auto tune or anything, because we don't really use pitch correction at all on our stuff. But in terms of like reverbs and delays, like Nova and I kind of realized we have so much more space to soar my vocal in such a cool way with more reverbs and delays that we've in the past haven't used. So one thing I'm more even excited about too is I'm excited to kind of take, like, in terms of vocal production and engineering, I'm excited to take my voice to another kind of level too, in terms of like emotionally with like delays and verbs that I'm excited about too. Does Nova participate in the writing? No, I write everything. I was at both of their Dallas shows. Well, in Porcupine, you know what I realized too is that like at our live shows, like in Dallas, they put more like delay and reverb on my voice than we use in our recordings. And like I love our songs. They sound great. But I was listening to the live videos of Dallas and I was like, oh my gosh, like the processing on my vocal, like, yeah, they're using a lot of delay and reverb, but it makes it sound awesome. And I was like, we should use more of that. Audio engineering class is paying off. I mean, honestly, Copper, like I've been studying so much because of it that it really made me deep dive into where I was like, we could be trying, like, so I realized EQ-wise. So I put 30 Seconds to Mars old stuff, like Kings and Queens. I put it into an EQ because I wanted to see where Jared Leto's voice was frequency-wise. Him and I actually have very similar dynamic voices, especially in our highs and like our mids. We sing very similarly. And so I realized, dude, they use so much delay verb. They use a lot of pitch correction on his stuff. But like they use so much verb and delay, and it makes it sound so like epic and otherworldly and like tight, but at the same time it's tight. I was one of the guys who was watching the sound check close to the stage. Oh yeah, so you saw me then giving all my notes, because that's what I was testing there. Yeah, because that's what I was doing at the soundboard. And so it's just something I'm excited for too. I think these new changes that we've made, like lineup wise, and with all like the new band moving forward, and with Nova and I doing all these audio engineering classes, I think one of the positives is realizing places we can improve. And it's funny because it's not even improving in terms of our talent. It's improving in terms of the little nuances digitally of how things are edited and like our vocal chains and stuff like that. And I've started to realize like where we can really shine, you know what I'm saying? And it's been fun, because I think this next song will be the first time that we really get to lean into a lot of that. Dude, I think my voice is just gonna rip. Like, I think it's gonna sound awesome. So anyways, that was oh yeah, there's a few people in here who I met at VIPs, right? Yeah. Porcupine's in here. Visible's in here. Kurt was in here. Yeah, I met all of them at VIP Soundcheck. I think your lower register is so gorgeous. Thank you, Third Sister. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, you're going to like that then, because I have a couple songs I'm working on right now where I'm going to use my lower register for a few. We have like a darker song I'm working on right now that has some cool opening lower register stuff that I think you'll like a lot. But yeah, there you go, Madness. Do I have the other one? I might have that darker version on here. I don't know if I do. Let me see. If I do, that'll be the one. That'll be the last thing we play. Where is it? Where are you? Oh, I know where it is. Okay, this will be the last song I'll play you. The Little Leaks. Only mod can... Okay, it shouldn't be that way. Anyone should be able to invite anybody. Yeah, we don't want that. We want everyone to be able to invite everybody. Man, that means that that's the way it's been for a while, huh? Don't like that. Don't like that. All right, well, don't worry, Kinza. Here you go. This is the last thing we're doing. And then I'm getting off because I got to go jump into audio engineering classes. So what I want to do is, there's this little piano line. I have a lot of work to do on it. So I'll have like this whole low register opening here. A final song and take a line. But I want to do like I freely wait for you, tread along without you. And then these huge guitars come in. And then I just want to drive a vocal. Far too late, silver inside my face. Like I just want to drive this huge melody home. And then this delay pad comes in. And then I'm gonna have this whole vocal, this like vocal part that's like popping off right here. And it's driving home the concept. And then I'm gonna hit this note. And then the note's gonna soar. And the whole song's gonna slow down right there. And it's just gonna be like a soundscape, like a spacey soundscape. And then all of a sudden I'm gonna say a word. Home. And then it's gonna turn into this beautiful, bright, hopeful moment. It's going to be awesome. I'm telling you it's going to be awesome. And to finish the stream off, here is a little bit of Among the Phoenix coming out next Friday. Here, I probably should turn it up all the way though. That should probably be a good thing, you know, if I like turned it up a little bit. It's not really balanced out on my computer right now, but here's a little bit of it. Comes out next Friday. I love you, Madness. Also, I'm going to stream twice next week. I will stream on Tuesday and Thursday for the release stream, but Tuesday at 2 PST. I will stream Thursday at 6 PST because I'm going to stream for like 3 hours because then the song will come out midnight East Coast side. Thank you, Third Sister. Let's go. So, Madness, I love you. Here's just a little bit of our new song coming out next Friday. Remember to pre-save it. And remember to get 10,000 streams the opening weekend. So I have to film myself getting a full body wax, which is going to hurt so bad. I love you all. Oh, yeah. All of our songs are on TikTok, Copper. All of our songs should be on there. All of our songs are on TikTok. Here we go. Here's a little bit of the new song. Hey, love you all. Hey, by the way. Love you all. You're all awesome. Thank you.
I am so proud of every countless mark in love. Empty mornings wake a fear that I can break the bruises on my back, prove that I have failed enough. Yet I found
That's all I can play. I love you all, Madness. You are awesome. I got some more vids coming out this weekend. And hey, FYI, I have a Dark Side of the Music story time coming out tomorrow that you'll see on the channel. It's actually it's actually a more hopeful side of the dark side of the music industry. And it is how gamers saved our dream. It's a really great story I think you'll love. So it all goes in line with the Story Time with Jay series, where I kind of pull the veil back on everything on what it's like being an independent band. So keep a lookout for that. And I love you all, and you are all amazing. And yeah, let's get ready for an awesome release. We got next Friday, our next new song. I love you, Madness. Love over fear. You are worthy. You are built for this shit. Here we go. Let's wage some beautiful savagery, shall we? Let's grow this. Let's grow this. It's time. 2025 is our year. I love y'all so much. Not all that burns turns to ashes. That's right. I love you all. Mwah.